You're watching Judge My Barbecue. Was that good, Dad?
Oh, hi. Welcome. This is our initial video for doing some smoked barbecue. My name is Michael, and this is Judge My Barbecue. Judge My Barbecue is just me and the family, and what we're going to do is we have this wonderful A5 Miyazaki brisket, and it is over 26 pounds. It's huge. It's a monster. What we need to do is trim this down. I'm going to trim a little bit, and I know you've seen all these other videos out there about trimming briskets and what you do, what you don't do. I'm going to trim. You don't need to see all that. I'm going to trim a little bit, and then we will go ahead and season it. We're going to do a traditional seasoning of salt and pepper, just like they do in Texas. And what we're going to have is a nice bark. We're going to put it on a stick burner. We're going to do it the right way. And here we go. I have my trusty Wusthof boning knife. It's on a flexible side. We're going to take a look at this. The fat content is not too bad. We're going to shave a little bit. And let me tell you, this fat is some of the best fat. We do not throw this away. We're saving that. Oh yeah. So we're going to trim it down. We're going to make it as much as aerodynamic as we can. We want the smoke to evenly coat over this brisket. And my culinary friend says never cut toward yourself. So we're going to try to keep them at bay. And all the keyboard cooks out there, keep their comments to a minimum. This is really, really good. Just came out of the refrigerator. It's still on the firm side. It's nice and cold. And here we are. So I'm going to trim a little bit more here, then I'm going to flip it over and get some of the silver skin off the flat side. And next time you see this, this is going to be ready for seasoning. So hi, we're back now. We're all done with the trimming. The trimming went well. A great amount of soft fat that we vacuum sealed into the vacuum bags, and we're going to make some darn good sausage from that, I'll tell you. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to season this. We're going to do a traditional Texas seasoning, and I'm going to use a binder. I like the umami taste of the soy sauce. And you have to excuse me if I clear my throat a little bit, because that black pepper is pretty darn strong. It's Malabar pepper, and I'll tell you, that really went up my sinuses. So if I clear my throat a couple times, you'll understand why. So we're just going to rub some soy into this. And then we'll go right to the Texas seasoning. So we're going to be pretty liberal. High elevation here. We're going to get a good distribution. Notice I have some butcher paper to catch all the bouncing pieces that's coming off. We're going to give it a real good coat of the Texas pepper and some Malabar salt. I'm sorry, some nice fleur de sel. And here we go. We're done with that side. And I want to introduce you to what we call One Eye. One Eye is a member of the family that we've had for about over 10 years now. One Eye knows that if he's not good, he's going to go into the stick burner. I'm going to use him for fuel. So One Eye is a member of the family that's been around forever, and he's the supervisor today. The supervisor is going to make sure I do it correctly. So now we're on to the flat side, and we're going to give it another coat. And you'll notice on this brisket, they gave me an extra strip of meat here, which I'm leaving it connected, so it'll be like an extra piece of the point. So very liberal with the soy. I'm using Maggi. Maggi is a very respected and well-known. I think I use that on many sauces and all. I like it very much. All right, so now we're going to go back and we're going to heavily season this side from above. couple areas here underneath. I'm going to get that too. Maybe a little soy in there as well. This is not the time to skip. We're going to be very generous. This is our Christmas meal, and we want it to be the best that it can be. I mean, hey, it's Miyazaki A5. Let's face it. All right, so more is better. We're going to reserve a little bit of the seasoning. If there's an area that doesn't look as though it's well coated after it starts cooking, then we'll just give it a little bit more. But for the most part, you know, we're done. All right, next time you see us, we're going to be out of the smoker, and I'm going to introduce you to the judge. All right, so you can probably tell the wind's starting to pick up. We're supposed to have some really torrential rainstorms and wind up to 60 miles an hour. So we're getting this started. This is going to take every bit of skill I have to make this come out. I'm taking this chance. Miyazaki, it deserves to be treated better, but when you're dealing with Mother Nature, that you get what you get. So here it is. I've got the fat side down. We're going to start with that. The heat comes from below, so I want to protect it first. I have the brisket in with the seasoning, and I have the temperature probes. I have the chamber heat chamber probes in place. We're ready to close it up. So we're going to close it up, and we're not going to see this again for at least an hour or 2 hours. And we're going to close this. And then we're going to come over to the firebox, and we'll see how that's doing. Go a little bit longer. Then I'm going to warm up some logs on this as this lump starts getting better suited to support the burning of the oak wood. And then we'll let it go. We'll bring it up to a temp that I'm happy with. I know some people would say you should bring the temp up first, but I want to bring that meat up slowly. So I only have one shot at this. The intermuscular fat that's in the Miyazaki will melt at 85 degrees. So there's a small window to help develop that smoke ring. And I want to utilize every trick there is. You can consider this a Harry Sue black belt trick. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to tell him about it. All right, well, next time you see me, it'll be about 2 hours from now. Thank you. So we're at the 3 hour mark now, and we're going to take a look at it, give it a little spritz, and see what we got. Okay, there's spritz. Oh yeah, nice bark on top. Alright, that's enough for now. We're going to give it a little probe just with some tenderness. I'm going to go into the flat. Alright, so that's got a ways to go. It's about 144. Go into the point and see what we got there. A lot more tender there. 124. Flat down here. That's a bit more tender. So, a little more tender back here. Apparently right at the knob here. Yeah, 160. So it's cooking unevenly. So we're going to keep up with that, keep an eye on it, and at some point very soon, I'm starting to really like the color. We're going to consider wrapping it. We're going to do a little special wrap. We're going to follow up with the Texas theme with Leroy Lewis. They make more of a boat than a whole wrap. We're going to try that and see how I like that. That gives me a vessel to pour some nice beef broth over it, give it a nice beefy taste, and keep it moist at the same time. Alright, so we'll be back in a little while and we'll show you that. It'll be seconds for you, but it'll be a couple hours for us. Alright, we'll see you later. So here we are. We're coming toward the end. It's at a nice probable temperature. It's very tender. We're going to give it a little Harry Sue technique with a little Campbell's beef broth. We're gonna give it a little coating here. Be ready. We're gonna get the Leroy and Evans method here coming up shortly. All right, so a lot of juice there. We're gonna roll up the sides and make a little boat here, a la Leroy and Evans. Now the fat cap is on top now, whereas before we had it on the bottom to help protect the meat. I can tell you that it tastes very good. Last bit. It just gets absorbed. Okay, so here we go. Back in the Judge. And the temperature probe. Oh, that's tender. But it's Wagyu. I wouldn't expect anything else. All right, so there it is. Going back in. The next time you see this bad Larry, it's going to be on our cutting board. So I'll come out a couple times that you won't see on film, and probe it a little bit more, see where we are for temperature, and then we'll put it in the cooler. We'll show you that going into the cooler. Depends on what time it is. If I'm tired, maybe you won't see it going in the cooler. Maybe you'll just see the reveal. All right, so that's it for now. Thank you. So here we are after only 8.5 hours. We find that it's probe tender, and let me just show you. Nice and easy. 8.5 hours for a 26-pound brisket. Oh my God, it's like butter, melted butter. So easy, so easy. And we're looking at, in the flat, 163.5 degrees, and in the point, 176. So, you know, we're looking pretty good. And we're just going to wrap it up and put it in the cooler right here. And one eye is watching, he's supervising, he's making sure everything is up to snuff, and we'll be enjoying this in a few hours. So when we pull it out of the cooler, we'll be slicing it. Alright, we'll see you then. So here we are, all wrapped up with the towel in the cooler. My regular cooler was just too small for this. This brisket is large. It started out to be 26, almost 26.75 pounds of brisket. I trimmed about 2.5 pounds of fat off of that, which I'll tell you is going to make some wonderful sausage. So anyway, after the seasoning, after the trimming, after the cooking, everything we put into this, now we go into the cooler and let it rest. So, all right, good night. There you go. All right, we're back. So it's been a long ordeal. We're cooking this wonderful Japanese Miyazaki A5 brisket. Mother Nature fought us the whole way. It was quite a windstorm, rainstorm, 60 mile an hour. It really drove the temperature up and down. But you know what? That's how you become a good pit master. A pit master has to be able to work with the elements. So here we are. We have it in the cooler. we're going to take it out and we're going to slice it up. Wow, look at that bark. Alright, so here we are. We're going to finish this off now. This beautiful Miyazaki A5 brisket. I got my wonderful Victorinox slicing knife. So here is the flat on top, and then the points on the bottom for this. This is the actual bark. I have the bark on the fatty side. Man, that fat's gonna taste so good. But anyway, the grain is going this way, so I want to cut across the grain, and this way the slices will be tender. If you cut with the grain, it's chewy. What can I tell you? It's Wagyu, you know? So it's going to be good no matter what, but I'm telling you, you got to cut against the grain. So here we go. Here's the first cut. Nice wide slices, about thickness of a number 2 pencil. I mean, look at how juicy that is. I mean, the juice. And I'll tell you, it's hot. Oh yeah. Again, look at that juice. And that's a thick cut. And we're going to do the hang test and the pull test. Boom. It's tender. We're going to put in the juice that we got from the cooking, and we don't want it to oxidize. We got I think as the oxygen hits it a little bit longer, we'll see the smoke ring come to be, and wow, I just can't get over that. It's so tender. It's just falling apart. This is what you pay the money for. This is the good stuff. Alright, I've had enough fun with that. I'm going to go over to the point now. I mean, and on a choice brisket or even a prime, that would be the fatty part. So we're going to move up a little bit now, and we're going to cut into this. And this is going to be where the cameraman is going to really enjoy this, because we got to get one for the cameraman. Look at that. Look at that. All the fat in between the flat and the point has been rendered. You see the matrix here, where the juice is just coming right out of there. And we got this side doing the same deal. I don't want to push on it because I want that juice in there when we go to eat it. I don't want to push it out. I see people pushing down. I'm like, what are you doing? This is not the way you want to do it. We work hard to keep that. So now the point, the grain goes in the opposite direction. So we got to cut it also in the opposite direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one slice off to the side, and we're going to turn this. We're going to turn this, so we're going to get some nice burnt ends now. So the burnt ends are going to come from here. I'll tell you, once these cameras go up, I'm eating that right there. Nice 1-inch slices of this wonderful point area. You don't know how much restraint I gotta have to not eat that right now. But so where are we here? So we got that. We're gonna slice this down. Look at that. This is gonna be our Christmas dinner, by the way. I got people that just can't wait to get their hands on this. And to be honest, I can't blame them. Alright, so we're going to put some of the fatty slices at one end and the lean slices at the other end. And when we need some more, we'll tent this a little bit, but we'll come back and slice some more as needed. Look at the cutting board. It's a good thing I have a trough on this booze cutting board, because it's rolling down into that trough. We're going to put the burnt ends along with the fatty, and we'll come back. So here we are. Alright, so if you enjoyed what you watched today, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because we want to continue doing this. And if we get some people who are interested in what we're doing, we can do other cooks. We got some interesting ideas of what to go on. This is not your average show that they're going to do a brisket and like, I don't know if it's going to come out. This is going to take you to another level here. If you learn one thing from what we did today to up your game, you're going to appreciate it down the road. All right, so we'll see you later. One Eye, what do you think? He's being quiet right now because he knows that he may or may not get something to eat. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.